So I'm gonna post these, hopefully, the beginning of each week, so you'll know what's due when. We talked about the Test Out orientation videos. They're just gonna get you familiar with Test Out. Test Out has some labs within it, that are simulations on how to do things. This should show you how to do that. Again, I am here to help you navigate that. So if you get that and you don't say, hey, I don't know how to do this or what, just email me. Or ask me on Saturday when you come in on Saturday. Ask the question. This time is not just dedicated to instruction, it's also dedicated to share, discuss, and show you how things you might get stuck with during the week. If you don't take advantage of that, that's up to you. I can't tell you what you need and when you need it. You can only tell me, so that way I can help you. I can't help you if I don't know what you're struggling with. So please bring that to class Saturday, or you can email me, either or, it doesn't matter. I mentioned lab. I did not mention, they have this thing called a bind. I'm just pointing a few things out that students miss because they don't see it. This binary game assignment, that's coming up pretty soon. Basically, that's just an assignment, and I don't know if you all are familiar with taking binary numbers and converting them to a decimal, or taking a decimal and converting it to a binary number. If you don't know how to do that, that should help you. They have some stuff in there to help you with it. Again, I can help you with it, you just need to talk to me. I will show you some stuff in class on how to help you as well as we get there. What else? This is a good one. This Test Out Lab simulator demo video. You make sure you pay attention to that. That'll help you as well to help navigate those lab simulations. They're real easy, but if you don't know, you don't know. Like, you gotta point it and drop it, point it, click it, drag it, and things like that. It'll just get you familiar with how you do that. It's not hard. And it's not like it's not pass or fail, it's just you gotta do it again until you pass the simulation, okay? So it's not like, oh, I failed, that's it. You can keep doing it as many times as you want, as long as you're within doing it by the assigned time. If you're doing it after that time, then you're gonna have a problem, okay? All right, so that's mainly that. That's the course schedule. And let me show you where that is. Let me go back to that. Let me see if I can go back. Will it let me go back? Yeah. So remember, when you log in, let me do it this way. When you log into your course, you should see this. Like for me, for example, I have two courses. I have an online course and this course. For you, when you log into Blackboard, you should see all your courses listed here. And you'll select which one you're trying to gain access to. For this case, since this is this class, 46566, I'm clicking on that and it opens it up. And then you look at the course schedule for that class, all right? So let's move on. So that's the course schedule. We good with the course schedule. That's where you find everything. You ask me, hey, professor, where is something? What's due? And when is it due? I'm gonna point you to your course schedule, okay? But I may have already put it out there in announcements, which I will show you right now. So when you log into your course, there's an announcement section there. I usually post things that I want you to know outside in addition to the class. So typically, like for example, this one here says, welcome to course CIST 1001. That's this course, and it's telling you all the things that I need for you to know for this class. Okay, and that's where you'll see that's the test, the required text, that's the book. And typically when you get that access key, what's going to do is going to give you the ability to go into your lessons. I'm skipping a little bit, but I will get back to the thing. So you click on you double click on your lessons, right? And then once you open your lessons for the very first time, you're gonna have your lesson one, your overview. It's gonna overview that particular lesson one. Then it'll say lesson two, and it'll say that topic, and so on and so forth. So you can see that Lesson 1 is just the course overview. 2 is information technology basics. 3, computer hardware. Y'all see that, right? So those are the different topics that you will be responsible for. And once you click on that, like once you go on lesson 1 and click on lesson 1, it'll open up the other stuff. Okay? So your work ethics quiz. Anybody did their work ethics quiz already? If you've already done it, you didn't know where it was, that's where it is. It's under the lesson 1. So just click on it, and once you click on it, then it should actually have you do the assessment. So
50 questions.
Sure. Question.
I said it's 50 questions to work ethics quiz.
I can't hear
I
you.
said it's 50 questions to work ethics quiz. 50 questions.
Work ethics quiz?
Yeah, it was like 50 questions, I think.
So typically it's 50 points. So typically how I look at it, because sometimes they change this around until I actually look at it, it's going to give you all the parameters. So yeah, so work ethics is, we'll tell you right now how many questions it is.
It's 50, I took it like.
Oh, it is 50?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, please go through this, because this will definitely get you your grade. You don't want to not leave any points on the table. But what this really talks about is what we'll be talking about in this course is the different things. You just go through your appearance, your attendance, all of these kind of things that are worthy in, like I said, I've been in the field for 30 plus years. And I can point to any one of these things and I've been measured by, graded by, or somehow been adhered to a particular standard based on this. Like your parents, would you come dressed to work in your work from home clothes? Things like that. So you'll know, you understand. Like, believe it or not, some people come to work with sweats on. It just depends on what they allow you to get away with, and you got to know what that is, so that way you'll hold to that. Because you can lose your job behind just not coming to work dressed appropriately. We ain't stripping, and we ain't going to work in stripper uniform, and vice versa. You're not going to stripper with work clothes on. I'm just using it as an example. It's just about appearance. So if you take pay attention to this, then it'll help you out with passing this and completing it. But it's kind of long, but you're right. It's probably about 50 questions or so. But you should go work through all of them, and you have until when to do this? Sunday. This is due by Sunday, so please make sure you get that done. I just wanted to show you that. It's under lesson 1, and the same thing holds true for the PowerPoint. So if you come to class, for example, and we, like say today is a regular class day, I would pretty much go by the PowerPoint. I'll open up the PowerPoint, and I'll open up what is information technology. We'll start talking about information technology. So what is information technology, and what does it mean to you? Since this is a computer science class or computer concepts class, you really want to know what all information technology stands for. What is it? Anybody know? Just off the rip? We're not going to concentrate on that. I'm just giving an example of how I handle my classes. So we'll talk about information technology. What does it mean to you? It's something different to everybody in this class. Oh, it should be. It ain't the same for everybody in here. It could be, but it ain't typically the same. Because how do you gather information? What do you use information for? Yes, sir.
I just think, I kind of just think information technology is anything dealing with like technology in general, so like coding, or like maybe like an IT job, like security.
That's correct. And so all that information is used for businesses to make a decision. So everything you're talking about, companies use that same information you're talking about. For example, if I worked in a call center where calls kept coming in, how does that affect information technology? How do I make decisions based on all these calls that's coming from these customers? You see what I'm saying? So somebody uses that information to make decisions like, how many calls do we get every week? Out of those calls we get every week, how many of those calls last longer than 2 minutes? Things like that. You can make decisions like that using information technology, okay? And all the things that are surrounded, like you can put it in a spreadsheet. Once you get a spreadsheet, then your boss asks you, what are our numbers for this week for call agent 1? Oh, call agent 1 had 50 calls this week. Now you're talking about productivity. Now we're using it for productivity. Call agent 3 had 2 calls last week. Call agent 1 had 50. Who's doing more work? But it just depends. Call agent could be a manager solving troubleshooting problems. Whereas call agent number 1 could just be taking calls. So you never know how that information is used. So that's why information technology is important. Information technology is important because it explains why you're using that information or how you're using that information. All right? So we're not going to get too deep into that right now, but that's just kind of an example of how we go about doing that. So now, so that's the PowerPoint.
And Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
which Sunday is the work due? This Sunday or next Sunday?
Say again.
Tomorrow.
This
The
Sunday.
first one's due tomorrow.
Right. What does it say in your? Where are you looking to see where it's due?
The questions.
Where are you looking to see where it's due?
There.
Okay. Where? There it's in. Give me some more information on where you're looking to see where something is due. Because you're asking a question. You said, when is it due? Right? This Sunday or next Sunday, right?
Yes.
Where are you seeing that?
The announcements.
Announcements. Thank you. So in announcements, then where you going in announcements? Because I want you to understand, you need to know where to look to see what's due when, right? And if you're looking at something and it's not telling you when it's due, then I need to fix that. So where are you at? An announcement. Okay, let's go backwards. At the beginning, I said to find out what's due when, use your course schedule, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Use
course.
your course schedule, right?
Yes.
So where's announcements at on the course?
Next to between
Right,
discussions
but
and
right
calendar.
here, it says course schedule.
Yeah.
When you click there and open that, what are you looking for? What did you ask me initially?
The complete no-show quiz.
Okay.
And,
what did you ask me? I'm trying to show you how to find it yourself, so you don't have to ask me.
Yes, sir.
So now where you see it?
Yes.
No show quiz, and you said this Sunday or next Sunday, right?
Yeah, this Sunday.
Or which Sunday is it?
Tomorrow.
So that's how you find it for yourself. Because I don't want you to get in a position and you send me an email, what's due, when it's due, and you know how to find it. Is that right, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Indeed.
So now you know where to find it. So you don't have to ask me what Sunday it is.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'll be funny. I'm just showing you where you can find it for yourself.
I understand.
Okay? So it's this Sunday, the 19th, by what time?
11:59.
11:59. So Sunday before midnight, all the assignments due. And as a rule, most of my assignments are due
Friday.
on a Friday. That just so happened to be this particular assignment. That's why you look. But Friday, most of my assignments are due on Friday before midnight and whatever date that is. Please don't get it confused by this date here. Because that's just for the week. I'm showing you for the week, Monday through Sunday, but it says all assignments are due by this time on this day, and that's the date 24. So when is the work ethics assignment due?
Sunday.
What time?
11:59.
What Sunday?
Next week.
Tomorrow.
Next week.
Not the work ethics.
Next Friday.
Next week.
Friday.
Next
Friday, January 24th.
Friday the 24th. So you don't see that, right?
I see it.
So that's why I want to make sure you train your eyes to where you see it, so when you go there, you know exactly what you're doing, when it's due. Because it's going to be important when you get assignments due, right?
But it was due tomorrow, so I already did it.
That's all right. That's why you look. That's okay. You're fine. Just make sure you go here and look for it. I'm going to show you some other places to see that same information as well, because you're going to get used to it. Now, like I said, I'm going to probably try to copy and paste this into the announcements where you saw it, Mr. Saeed.
Yes,
So
sir.
that way it'll be there for you. But again, don't hold me responsible there, because that's not what I'm trying to do, that to help you all at the beginning when something is due. So when you see assignments, you will see, here, you will see, I will post that here. That's what I'll try to do for you, at least at the first couple of weeks, till you get used to what's being done when, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Any other questions about that particularly?
No, sir.
All right, I'm gonna show you another place. Calendar. Under calendar, under due dates. Did you see where I went?
Yes.
And what do you see? Look at the top kind of each little red rectangular box. What does that say? Sunday, July 19th, right?
And
And what does it say is due on Sunday, July 19th?
January.
January, sorry, thank you.
Question?
Question, week 1 question is due.
Yes.
So you know that's due. All you have to do is look at your calendar when you log into your place. Look at calendar and look over to due date. See where it's highlighted, that box is highlighted? And you'll see everything that's due in the upcoming weeks. Yes, ma'am. What is it? It's an assignment that you have to complete that talks about that particular week, so I'll show you. So, I go back over to my content, which is where everything is, and I scroll all the way down. See that says class discussions?
yes, sir.
If you click that, and you see week 1 discussion, question, participation, click that. And what does that say?
Yeah, those 3 questions.
Yeah, those questions. Okay?
Yeah, I know that now.
All right. So you gotta just answer those questions in your discussion, your weekly discussion questions. Have questions for the week. And typically what I try to do is, for this particular week, it was about getting your access key, because it's the first week. So did you have that? Have you obtained that? If you have not obtained that, your response should be no. Then at least I'll know you don't have it yet. Then I can't expect you to get some work done and you don't have the access key.
Right now you have a temporary access to most of the.
Say again?
I think you have a temporary access.
I gave you all a temporary access key, which only lasts for 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to get that done. Okay, so if you have questions about accessing it, you should be contacting the bookstore, or you should be emailing me, because it's all kind of laid out that says, hey, go contact Gwinnett Technical College Bookstore, or contact Test Out directly. And there's a 800 number to contact them directly to get the access key as well. You have to pay for it. Temporarily, it's only gonna be temporary. So you can get it temporarily, but it's gonna expire. And once it expires, you still, eventually you're gonna have to pay for the access key regardless. So you just give yourself a little bit of time. We tried to give you a little bit of time by giving you 2 weeks in addition, so you won't be falling behind basically in your work. That's what that really means. So these are your weekly discussion questions. Did you see where I went for that?
Yes, sir.
And if you notice, there are more than one. So how do I know when week 2 discussion question is due?
The date is right there.
Yeah, but do they right on?
Due date?
Yeah, it's right there.
What if you don't see that right there?
Go to the course schedule.
Right?
Go to the course schedule, you don't see it?
Course schedule, okay, so I can go to the course schedule. Right? Open it. And what I'm looking for, week 2, discussion. See that right there?
Okay.
So it tells you that's due that that Friday, January the 24th. Okay? Alright? So we good on that.
Yes, sir.
Everybody clear on that? We clear? Because this is the part I always go over because I want to make sure you guys know where y'all going and what y'all doing and when y'all, because all this stuff, you can do any of these assignments anytime. The trick is doing it before the due date. Because it's open right now, you can go take it right now. But if you miss the due date, you can't come back to it. So it's best to do it and then go from there. All right, so we good on that. What else I want to show you? Discussions. So I would see it like this. Yes, sir.
I just want to ask, so for the exams, are there practice exams compared for the actual exam?
Practice exams.
You're something along the lines of that to help us prepare for the test?
My answer to that is study hard.
Okay.
Because they used to have, for each chapter test, if you will, or exam, they would have a practice exam for each chapter. That was last semester, now they moved to this. And it's easier this way, but either way, just make sure you go over the material. That's the main thing, go over the material because there's no grip. Now there is a practice for the final exam that you can practice. You can use to practice for the final exam, but that's when we get there. There is a practice final exam, you can do that, but there's nothing for each chapter. Let me show you why. Because as I showed before, if you go in your lessons, right? Let's call it, I don't know if lesson 1 had, see, it says no labs. There are no required labs for this chapter. So there are none for that. But if you go to chapter 2 and look